Hello, my friend. Welcome to Chatcraft English, your daily space to grow your English skills naturally and confidently. I'm Sophie, and I'm so glad you're here with me. This is your time to focus, time to practice, time to finally speak English in a way that feels real. Not like a test, not like a classroom, but like real life. If you've ever felt stuck while trying to speak English, if you've ever had the words in your mind, but they didn't come out clearly, if you've ever felt nervous when talking to someone, even though you've studied for months or years, then you're not alone. So many learners feel that way, but today we're going to change that. Today, I want to challenge you to use your English, not just listen. In this session, we're going to practice expressing your daily routine in full sentences. We'll work on natural sentence structure, common vocabulary, and fluency techniques that native speakers use every day. Let's begin with a simple warm-up. Close your eyes for a moment. Yes, really. Now in English, try to describe what you did yesterday from the moment you woke up until you went to bed. Try not to think too hard. Just speak. Don't stop to translate. Don't worry about mistakes. What time did you wake up? Did you check your phone? Did you eat breakfast or skip it? Where did you go? Who did you talk to? Now, open your eyes. Was that easy, or did you pause searching for the right words? Most learners can understand English, but speaking is another challenge. That's because speaking requires automatic recall, being able to use words without thinking. And that's exactly what we're going to build today. Over the next hour, we'll go through a full daily routine in English from morning to night. But we're not just learning words. We're building phrases, patterns, and natural fluency. Because when you know how to talk about your own life clearly and confidently, your English becomes stronger in every area. Conversation, writing, listening, and even thinking. This lesson is built for shadowing, a powerful speaking technique where you listen and repeat immediately, copying my rhythm tone and pronunciation. It might feel strange at first, but it's incredibly effective. It trains your mouth, your ears, and your brain to work together like a native speaker. So, what do you need? Just your voice and the willingness to repeat with me out loud. You can practice while walking, cooking, relaxing, or just sitting with your eyes closed. The key is don't just listen, speak. Now, let's talk about why daily routines matter so much. Think about your real conversations. What do people ask you? What time do you usually wake up? Do you drink coffee or tea? How was your day? What are you doing this weekend? These questions come up all the time, and they all require you to describe your day or your habits. That's why daily routine vocabulary isn't just basic, it's essential. Now, here's something important. B1 level learners like you don't just need more words. You need better sentence control. That means forming sentences naturally with correct structure and real-life rhythm. Let me show you what I mean. Instead of saying, wake up, 7 o'clock, eat breakfast, go work, we'll say I usually wake up around 7 o'clock. After that, I have a quick breakfast and get ready for work. Sounds smoother, right? That's the level of fluency we're aiming for today. You'll learn to connect actions with linking words like after that, then, usually, before I, once I, and you'll build full, clear sentences you can use every day. Ready to get started? Let's begin right at the beginning of the day, the morning. Morning routine. I usually wake up at around 6:30 or 7 diras. The first thing I do is check the time on my phone. Then I stretch my arms and take a deep breath. I try not to rush. I like to start the day calmly. After getting out of bed, I go straight to the bathroom. I brush my teeth for about 2 minutes. Then I wash my face with cold water. It really helps me feel awake. Sometimes I take a quick shower in the morning, especially if I have a busy day ahead. After that, I head to the kitchen to make breakfast. I usually drink a glass of water first. It's a healthy way to start the day. Then I make coffee. I love the smell of fresh coffee in the morning. For breakfast, I often eat toast with butter, or sometimes eggs with a little salt and pepper. If I'm in a hurry, I just grab a banana or some yogurt. While I eat, I sometimes listen to music or watch a short video in English. It helps me start thinking in English early in the day. Now it's your turn. Can you describe your morning routine in full sentences? Try saying, I usually wake up around 6:30. After brushing my teeth, I drink a glass of water. I eat a light breakfast and get ready for work. Don't just read them, say them out loud. Repeat them with me. Then try to change them to match your real life. This is how we build fluency, not with memorization, but with repetition and real use. Let's keep going. You're doing great. After breakfast, it's time to get ready for the day. Let's continue describing your routine from getting dressed to leaving the house. I usually choose my clothes the night before. But if I don't, I stand in front of my closet for a few minutes, thinking, what should I wear today? If I have work or a meeting, I wear something more formal. If I'm staying home or just running errands, I go for something casual and comfortable. Once I've picked my outfit, I get dressed. Sometimes I check the weather first, especially if it looks cloudy or cold outside. After getting dressed, I do my hair. I don't wear much makeup, but I like to look fresh and neat before leaving the house. Before heading out, I double-check that I have everything I need. Phone, keys, wallet, maybe a water bottle or a notebook. It's a quick routine, but I do it every time. Then I put on my shoes, open the door, and step outside. Now it's your turn. Try to repeat after me. After breakfast, I choose my clothes for the day. If I am going to work, I wear something formal. I always check the weather before I get dressed. Before I leave, I make sure I have everything I need. Speak with me. Repeat until it feels easy. Remember, you're not just learning. You're building habits that make English feel natural. Let's move on to transportation. How do you usually get to work or school? Let me describe mine. I usually take the bus. It's about a 15-minute ride, depending on traffic. Sometimes, if the weather is nice, I walk instead. It takes about 30 minutes, but I enjoy the fresh air. While I'm on the bus, I often listen to English podcasts or review some vocabulary. It's a great way to use that time. If I'm in a hurry, I might order a ride through an app. But I try not to do that too often. It's more expensive. Now you try. I usually take the bus to work. If the weather is nice, I prefer to walk. While I travel, I like to listen to English podcasts. Keep your sentences smooth. Use linking words like while if, but, and because. They make your English sound more advanced. Let's go a little deeper now. Here's how I describe my morning commute in more detail. I usually leave my house around 8:00 in the morning. I walk to the bus stop, which is just down the street. The bus usually arrives around 8:10. While I'm waiting, I check my messages or review my schedule for the day. During the ride, I like to listen to something in English or just look out the window and relax. It's a calm way to start my morning. Now you try. Can you describe your commute in full sentences? Try something like, I leave my house at, I walk to, I wait for, while I travel, The more you personalize the sentences, the more your brain learns to use them automatically. Now let's move to the arrival at work or school. I usually arrive at work around 8:30. Before I start working, I like to set up my space. I open my laptop, check my to-do list, and drink a few sips of coffee. If I'm feeling tired, I take a few deep breaths to focus. Then I start with the most important task of the day. I try not to check my phone too often. It's easy to lose focus that way. During the morning, I usually work on something that needs concentration. Emails, writing, planning, or solving problems. At around 10:30, I often take a short break. Just 5 or 10 minutes to stretch, walk around, or grab some water. Let's shadow these sentences together. I usually arrive at work around 8:30. Before I start, I set up my space and check my to-do list. I try to focus on my most important task in the morning. I take a short break around 10:30 to stretch and refresh. Say them slowly with me, then say them again at your own speed. The more you repeat them, the more they'll stay in your mind. This kind of English is useful in many situations. Whether you're talking to coworkers, writing emails, or just describing your day, it helps you sound fluent and clear. Let's practice describing the mid-morning routine in more detail. Here's an example, like, after I arrive at work, I usually take a few minutes to prepare. I organize my desk, open my laptop, and check what I need to do. Then I start working on my first task of the day. I try to avoid distractions so I can be productive. Around 10:30, I take a quick break to move around and relax a bit before continuing. Can you describe your routine like that? Try. After I arrive at school or work, I usually start by, I focus on, at around 10:30, remember, your goal isn't perfection. Your goal is flow to speak smoothly and confidently. Let's stop here for now. In the next section, we'll talk about the rest of your day, lunchtime, afternoon activities, and ending the workday. You're doing amazing. Keep your voice active. Keep shadowing with me. After the short morning break, it's time to return to work. I check what I've finished and what still needs to be done. I usually try to complete the harder tasks before lunch, while my mind is still fresh. If I feel tired or distracted, I take a deep breath, stretch my arms, and refocus. Sometimes I stand up for a minute and walk around. Just moving a little helps me think better. Then comes one of my favorite parts of the day, lunchtime. I usually have lunch around 12:30. If I'm at work, I might bring food from home or buy something nearby. Sometimes I eat with coworkers and chat about the day. Other times, I just eat quietly while listening to music or a podcast. If I'm working from home, I prepare something simple, maybe rice, vegetables, or noodles. Nothing too heavy. I don't want to feel sleepy afterward. Here are some useful phrases. I usually have lunch around 12:30. Sometimes I eat with coworkers and talk about the day. When I'm at home, I cook something simple. Let's say them together. Repeat after me and focus on your rhythm and tone. Try adding your own ideas too. I like to eat. I usually drink. After lunch, I feel... Now, after lunch, many people feel a little sleepy. So I try not to sit down for too long. I drink some water, stretch again, and go back to work. The afternoon is usually for smaller tasks, replying to emails, checking updates, or organizing files. Sometimes I have meetings or calls. When I do, I take a few minutes before to prepare. I check my notes, make sure my camera and microphone work, and review the topic. If I have no meetings, I focus on tasks that need less brain power. That way, I still get things done without feeling too tired. Let's shadow these together. In the afternoon, I do lighter tasks like emails or planning. If I have a meeting, I take a few minutes to prepare. After lunch, I try to stay active so I don't feel sleepy. Repeat slowly, then again more naturally. Now let's describe a full afternoon routine in one flow. Here's my example. After lunch, I get back to work around 1:00. I usually start with emails or check what's new. If I have a meeting, I get ready for it and join on time. I try to keep my energy up by drinking water and taking short breaks. If I am working on a project, I use the afternoon to finish the smaller parts. Around 4:00, I review what I've done and plan the next day. Now, you try. Can you describe your afternoon like that? Use connectors like after lunch. Then sometimes I add around. When you describe your day this way, you train your brain to think in English. Let's now move to the end of the workday. I usually finish work around 5:00 or 5:30. Before I stop, I always check my to-do list. What did I finish today? What do I need to do tomorrow? Sometimes I write a short note to myself, so I remember what to start with the next day. I also clean up my desk, put away papers, close my laptop, and turn off the lights if I'm in the office. If I am working from home, I shut my laptop and step away from the workspace to help my brain relax. Let's say some useful phrases. I usually finish work around 5:30. Before I leave, I review my to-do list and clean my desk. I write notes for tomorrow to stay organized. Speak with me slowly, then try again at your own pace. Now describe your end-of-day routine. For example, at the end of the day, I review what I've done and write down tasks for tomorrow. I make sure my space is clean so I can start fresh the next day. Then I close my laptop and take a short break before making dinner. Shadow this with me now. Think of how your day usually ends. Practice that version out loud. I check. I clean. I write. Then Now what happens next? For most of us, it's evening time. That's when we shift from work to rest. After work, I like to relax for a bit. I might go for a walk, read a book, or scroll on my phone. Sometimes I call a friend or talk with my family. Then I start thinking about dinner. But we'll save that for the next part. You've done a lot so far, well done. You've practiced how to talk about your whole day from getting up to work to ending your tasks. In the next section, we'll talk about evening routines, dinner hobbies, relaxation, and bedtime. You're building strong English fluency. Keep repeating, keep speaking, and your confidence will grow. Evening is finally here. The workday is over, and now it's time to rest, recharge, and enjoy a slower pace. After I finish work, I usually take a short break. Sometimes I go for a walk outside to get fresh air. Other times, I just lie down for a few minutes and do nothing. It helps me relax and clear my mind. Then I think about dinner. If I am cooking at home, I start by deciding what to eat. Sometimes I make rice with vegetables or maybe soup and bread. If I don't feel like cooking, I might order food online or go out with friends. While cooking, I often listen to music or a podcast. It's a simple way to combine English listening practice with a daily activity. Useful phrases to repeat. In the evening, I like to relax after work. I usually cook something simple for dinner. Sometimes I go out or order food online. Let's shadow them together. Repeat slowly first, then naturally. Now describe your own evening. After work, For dinner, After dinner, I clean up the kitchen, wash the dishes, wipe the table, and put away any leftovers. It's a small routine, but it helps me feel organized and calm. Then I move into my evening activities. Some days I use this time to exercise. I might do yoga stretching or a short workout video. Other days I just want to rest, so I read a book or watch a show. Here are some common phrases. After dinner, I like to relax. Sometimes I do yoga or go to the gym. I usually watch a show or read before bed. Try repeating with me. After dinner, I clean the kitchen. Then I take time to rest. Some days I stretch or exercise, and other days I watch something to relax. Let's make it more personal. After I eat, To relax, before bed, I like to... Now, let's talk about phone and screen time. Many people, including me, check their phones in the evening. I scroll through messages, maybe watch a few short videos, or reply to texts. But I try not to use my phone too much before bed. It makes it harder to sleep. That's why I usually turn off notifications and reduce the brightness at night. Try shadowing these. I try not to look at my phone too much before bed. In the evening, I check messages, but avoid long screen time. Using my phone late makes it hard to sleep. Now think about your evening tech habits. Before bed, I usually check. I use my phone I try to avoid... Let's now move toward the night routine. I usually get ready for bed around 10:30. First, I wash my face and brush my teeth. Then I change into comfortable clothes, dim the lights, and prepare my space for sleep. Before I lie down, I might take 5 minutes to stretch or write in a notebook. I write 1 or 2 things I'm grateful for or something good that happened during the day. This habit helps me end the day with a peaceful mind. Here are some phrases for your bedtime routine. I get ready for bed around 10:30. I wash my face and brush my teeth. Sometimes I write in a notebook before sleeping. Repeat after me slowly and clearly. Now say your version. Before bed, to relax, I fall asleep around. Let's put it all together. Here's how my full evening sounds. After work, I take a short walk or rest. Then I cook dinner or order something. After eating, I clean up and do a bit of exercise or just relax. I read or watch a show, but I try not to use my phone too much. Around 10:30, I brush my teeth, change clothes, and get ready for bed. Sometimes I write in my journal before sleeping. Your turn. Try describing your full evening from after work to bedtime. Use words like after, then I, sometimes.
Usually,
This kind of practice helps you connect ideas smoothly and speak with more confidence. Now, let's practice questions and answers, which are great for daily conversations. Here are some example questions. What do you usually do after work? What time do you eat dinner? How do you relax in the evening? When do you usually go to bed? Now answer these questions in your own words. Pause, think, and speak out loud. Don't worry about being perfect. Just be clear and natural. Try these answers. After work, I usually rest for a bit, then make dinner. I eat dinner around 7 or 8. To relax, I watch a show or listen to music. I go to bed at 10:30 or 11. Repeat and make your own sentences. Imagine you're speaking with a friend. That's how real English grows bit by bit in daily habits. You're doing great. You've now talked through your whole day from morning to night. In the next part, we'll go deeper into weekend routines, free time activities, and talking about future plans in daily life. Now let's talk about the weekend. Weekends are special. They give us time to relax, spend time with family or friends, and do things we enjoy. On Saturday mornings, I don't set an alarm. I let myself sleep in a little later. When I wake up, I stretch in bed and take my time getting up. It feels good to start the day slowly. After that, I make a nice breakfast. I might have toast with eggs or sometimes pancakes and fruit. I sit down with a hot drink, maybe tea or coffee, and enjoy a quiet start to the day. Here are some useful phrases to describe weekend mornings. I like to sleep in on the weekend. I take my time getting up. I make a nice breakfast and enjoy a slow morning. Now let's say them together slowly, then more naturally. What about you? On the weekend, I like to start my Saturday with, I have more time to. Later in the day, I usually go out. Sometimes I meet friends at a cafe or walk around the city. If the weather is nice, I might go to the park or take a bike ride. It feels good to be outside after a long week. If I stay home, I use the time to clean or do laundry. It's also a good day to shop for groceries or cook something special. Let's practice some everyday expressions. I like to go outside and enjoy the fresh air. On Saturdays, I often meet friends. I sometimes stay home and clean or do laundry. Your turn. On the weekend, I like to spend time with. Sometimes I go to. Now let's talk about free time activities. This is a great way to use English to talk about your interests. I enjoy reading novels and watching English movies. Sometimes I write in my journal or try a new recipe. On Sunday afternoons, I might go to the market or visit family. These phrases will help you talk about your hobbies. In my free time, I like to. On Sundays, I usually. Sometimes I try something new. Repeat with me. On the weekend, I enjoy quiet time. I read, watch a movie, or visit family. It helps me feel rested before the new week begins. Now try creating your own version. In my free time, I often, I enjoy. Now let's move to talking about plans, a very useful daily skill. We often talk about the near future, what we're going to do today, tomorrow, or next weekend. Here's how I might speak about my plans. This Saturday, I'm going to meet my cousin. Tomorrow, I'm going to clean the apartment. Next weekend, I want to visit the countryside. Let's practice forming sentences about plans. I'm going to. I want to. I plan to. Repeat after me. I'm going to cook dinner for my friends this weekend. Next Saturday, I plan to take a short trip. I want to relax and enjoy some quiet time. Now you try. This weekend, I'm going to. Tomorrow, I plan to. I want to. Let's also talk about invitations or social plans. Here are common questions and answers. What are you doing this weekend? Do you want to go out on Sunday? Are you free on Saturday afternoon? Responses. I'm free after 3. I have plans in the morning, but I'm free in the evening. Yes, let's meet for coffee. Repeat and personalize. On Sunday, I'm meeting. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll. Sounds good. Let's. This kind of conversation is useful in daily life and helps you connect with others. Now let's combine daily habits, free time, and future plans into one full paragraph. On weekends, I usually sleep in and enjoy a slow morning. I have a nice breakfast, then I go for a walk or meet friends. In the afternoon, I sometimes clean or shop. I also enjoy reading or watching a movie. Next weekend, I'm going to visit my aunt in the countryside. I want to relax and enjoy the nature. Now it's your turn to describe your weekend habits and future plans. Use words like usually, sometimes, I'm going to, I want to, this weekend. Pause, think, and speak aloud. This will help you become more fluent and confident. You've just practiced how to talk about your weekend routine. Describe hobbies and free times. Make and respond to plans. Speak about your upcoming schedule in natural English. In the final part, we'll focus on using all this to speak with more confidence. Build your own daily English stories and review how to keep learning every day. You've come a long way. Now let's put everything together. Let's build confidence by speaking naturally about your life in English. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Let's begin by talking through a full day step by step. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. I stretch, wash my face, and get dressed. Then I make some breakfast. I often have eggs and toast with tea. After breakfast, I check my phone or look at my schedule. Now it's your turn. Try saying, I usually wake up at. I start my day with. After that, Now let's move to work or study. At 9 a.m., I start work. I answer emails, join meetings, and work on projects. Sometimes I feel tired, but I take short breaks. At lunchtime, I eat something light, maybe noodles, rice, or soup. Repeat and personalize. I start work at. At lunch, I eat. Now, let's talk about the evening. After work, I like to relax. I go for a walk, read a book, or call a friend. Then I have dinner. I might cook something simple or eat out. Later, I watch a show or listen to music. I go to bed around 10 or 11. Try saying something similar. In the evening, after dinner, before bed, Now, talk about your weekend or free time. On the weekend, I sleep in. I like to meet friends, go to the park, or stay home and clean. I also enjoy watching movies or trying new food. Sometimes I visit family or go shopping. Now you try. On Saturdays, sometimes I enjoy. Now let's add your future plans. Speak confidently about what's next. Tomorrow, I'm going to meet a friend after work. This weekend, I want to relax and read. Next week, I plan to start a new project. And now try. Tomorrow, Next weekend, I want to. Soon, I plan to. These sentences may feel simple, but they are powerful. Why? Because they help you use real English. The English people use every day to talk about life, not textbook English. Real English. You've practiced describing your daily routine, talking about meals, work, and evenings, sharing your weekend habits, making and responding to plans, and building complete stories in English. Now, a final challenge. Speak for 30 seconds in English about your day. You can begin like this. Hi, my name is. Today I woke up at. In the evening. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak clearly. If you forget a word, pause and try another one. That's how we all learn. You can even record yourself. Then listen again. You'll hear your progress. Before we finish, I want to remind you, you don't need perfect grammar to speak well. You need practice. You need to build habits. And most of all, you need belief. You already know more English than you think. And every time you watch a video, listen, or speak aloud, your English grows stronger. Speak English every day, even just a little. Repeat short phrases. Talk about your life. Practice with a friend. Or just speak to yourself in the mirror. The more you use English, the more natural it becomes. And remember, you're not alone. Thousands of learners just like you are watching this, working hard and growing every day. So be proud of yourself. You showed up. You stayed with me through the end. That's not easy, and it matters. Thanks for learning with me today. This is Sophie from Chatcraft English. Keep speaking, keep listening, and I'll see you again soon. Take care and keep going. You've got this.